at that. Whoa! So hi, my name is Tim Spiers from Slipstream Creative Agency. We're a video marketing and production company that help businesses plan, produce and promote content that'll help them engage and connect with their audience at every touch point. In this part of the video series, we're going to show you how to set up a green screen to create professional videos. I'm going to give you a couple of options depending on the space you're in. So first, let's look at a pop-up system. So looking at the studio from this angle, you can see I've got a very large softbox there. That's a 5-foot softbox. The lovely thing about that is it's circular, so it gives a lovely circle highlight in the eye. You can see the height of it is mimicking the sunshine, so that will give me a nice side light on the face, very three-dimensional look. And also, because it's a big flood, it'll light the green screen quite nicely as well to help even out any shadows. You can see there the camera angle and the monitor, the boom mic. And then I have what they call a hair light, which doesn't actually apply to me because I don't have any hair. The point of this light is gives you a little rim light on the back of your head. Around the side of your head. So with green screen, one of the issues that you can get is green outline around you. So it's a really good way of not getting that, because you'll get a brighter rim light and some lighting on your side, so it gives you a very three-dimensional look and helps eliminate any green on the back of the head. So even with your clothing, with light clothing, you've got the danger of a little bit of green bleeding in. There are tweaks you can do within your software to get rid of that, but if you can film it correctly, light it correctly, then you're eliminating that problem straight away, making life a lot easier. As you can see, I've set up a couple of lights here to light the pop-up green screen. I wouldn't normally have them so close to me because I'm probably getting a bit of a burnout on the sides here, but it's so you can see them in the shot. The point is they're pointing towards the center of the green screen and diagonally across to give quite an even lighting, which of course it would be better if the lights are further away and they'll give a more softer, even spread. You don't need lights like this. You're probably better with some just flat panels, so they're easier to store. Just had these knocking around, so I thought I'd just pop these ones up. Now I'm just going to show you how we set up the green screen. Here's a nice easy stand just to support it. You don't have to use a stand, you could lean it against a chair or a bookcase depending on your space. So as you can see, we've got the green screen in place and the lights are evenly lighting it, and it means we can now easily cut it out in post-production like that. Of course, we've masked out the other objects that were in the frame, but it's very easy to do when you've lit it nicely and evenly. So other things to bear in mind, the lights are behind me, so I'm not getting any burnout on me or too much highlight. And also it's lighting the background evenly by pointing the lights diagonally across it, so they give a nice even spread. And also the green screen, I'm keeping it, a good 5 feet away from me, 4 feet at least, so that I don't get too much green rim lighting around me. So you might not have the backlight I've got there. If you haven't, it's not a problem, but you're more likely to get some green edging. So this is one solution. This is great for going into offices, working in home offices, where you can just pop it up really easily and pack it away quite tidily. So the second option I'm going to show you is if you've got more space. So let's just take a look at that. So the next setup I'm going to show you is great if you've got a bit more space and you want to be filming 2 people, an interview, anything that you need more space, or if you've got more space, so you're not so restricted on your own movements as well. I'm using a chroma key colour armour that's on a rail touch to the wall, and I'm just going to lower that down now. You could also use a frame pop-up that you have a green material that comes down and you can cover the floor with that. That's also great because you can transport that around, you can pack it away. But if you have got the space where you can put something fixed, it's very fast if you want to quickly make content, so I'll just show you that now. So, as you can see, that's super fast to pop down and you can start creating content instantly. Now, I could pull the paper roll further along, or I just cut the video higher up, cut the camera angle higher up, or do it in post. So, depending on what you want, but it means I've got more room to move around here. So this is a very fast, quick way of doing it. Now, the way I've lit this is actually, you can't see, but I'll show you at the other camera angle, but there's a video light in the ceiling. So basically, I've just taken the overhead light system, extended the cable, and then put a video bulb in there. And I've got a board there that just reflects the light back onto the green background. So that is a very fast, easy. I just flick the switch on, I've got flood lighting, pull the green down, and I'm good to go. So that's a very fast way of doing an instant YouTube studio. So now we just want to look at the camera angle, the height, and the settings. So with Greenscreen, it's quite good if you can get a shorter depth of field and drop the background slightly out of focus. So you want to be shooting at f2.8 to 4.5 at the most. That will give you a shorter depth of field. It helps out with the keying out of the background because it will make the background slightly soft, so it'll even out any shadows, and that's the goal, is to really not have any shadows behind because you've got lights and darks, and that's more difficult to key out. So you've got to think about, if you're shooting on a DSLR, you might be shooting at 130 frame rate, or I shoot at 160. So my shutter speed wants to be 125. So you need to then counterbalance that depending on how much light you've got coming onto the subject. You'll need to adjust your ISO to suit. So either use a light meter or just trial and error. Just see how your skin tones are looking. So you could do this with a smartphone, with a video camera that's dedicated, but you still need to, as much as you can, try and take those elements into account if you've got control over them. Next is camera height. So it's always a consideration. You know, people often, they're doing Zoom calls and things, and they've got the cameras on the computer, and it's low down filming up at them, and it's just not flattering. You want the body to look quite in proportion. If I lean back like this and I'm filming like this, it looks like a small head and a big tummy, and I definitely don't want that. So you want the camera, let's say it's a talking head, so it wants to be at eye level or slightly above and just slightly angled down so that the attention comes into my eyes, and it will give you good proportions. Likewise, you don't want the camera too close because that will then distort the image as well. So if I bring the camera up really close, I'll have a really big ears, a really big nose and small ears, or probably not, I'll probably still have big ears. But you get my point, and the further away the camera is, the more the proportions are kept correct. If you're using auto cue though, you can't have your camera too far away. So I always try and think of having my lens set to say 50 to 70 mil. That tends to work really well. 70 mil for me, I find it harder to read an auto cue if I'm using one. 50 mils really nice, you know, a good portrait lens would be 50 mil. It's a very natural proportion. So if you're trying to work out what you should use, that's a good thing to go with. And at 50 mil for a talking head like this, you're going to be 5 foot away, 6 foot away, something like that. The camera will be about 6 foot away, which is ideal. Okay, if we look at audio, now audio is quite a big subject, so I'm just going to touch on it briefly today, but you've got some different options. So one, you could use the mic that's built into your smartphone video camera or digital, your DSLR, or you could attach a mic on top of it and cable that just into the camera. So for example, you could use something like a shotgun mic that just goes on top of the camera, plugs straight in. The audio is recorded into the camera. The camera is going to suppress that audio a little bit, so you're going to get a little loss of quality there, but it's still going to be pretty good. And it obviously depends how far away you are from the camera. You could mount this on a boom and get an extension cable into camera. That can work even better, but with the cables, they can create some hiss noise. You get some low floor coming through that can be removed using hum removal in post-production, but that's just a consideration, but it's a cheap option. Next, you could get a dedicated boom mic. So for example, if I just pull this into frame, you could use something like this. This is from Deity. It's a really fantastic boom mic. It's broadcast quality, and I'd thoroughly recommend them. I've been using this for a while and the quality is insane. You really don't need to do much in post-production with the audio. This is the slightly shorter one that's better in smaller spaces or indoors. The longer shotgun mic they make is better for outdoors, and it's very directional. This is a bit more forgiving if you're moving around. Next, you could also use a lav mic, which I'm using today. So I've just got it wired in here. So you've just got this lav mic here. And you can see, even though it's under my shirt, the audio is nice and clear, crispy clean. Transmitting to a pack that's on the back of the camera, but that could go into the camera and be instantly syncing to the video. Or I've got it going into a Zoom H6, which is a fantastic field recorder with a built-in preamp. So on that you can adjust your levels, and it even has a limiter control as well. So that's a much better way of really getting good audio. So likewise with the shotgun mic, you would need, if it's an XLR connection, which these are, they need phantom power, and so you would need a preamp with that. So the cost does change a little bit, but the quality becomes insanely good. And Deity, again, this is made by Deity, really affordable. It comes as a twin pack, so if you're doing interviews or you've got two people that you want to have a discussion, you can mic them both up, and it's super fast to set up. So that's the audio taken care of, your lighting taken care of, your camera taken care of, and how to set up your green screen. So all you need to do now is go out and create fantastic professional content. So I hope you found this useful. Please subscribe to my channel or follow me, and keep an eye open for the next video.